and welcome to How to Cook Great Food. With thousands of recipes and millions of views, why not subscribe to our channel and join the family?
Welcome back once again to howtocookgreatfood.com. If you haven't already, please click that button and subscribe to our channel. On the menu today, and as you can see right here, we're making some meatballs in a beautiful spicy masala or gravy. Of course, Indian style. This is Keema Kofta. You can use lamb or you can use beef. Today I'll be using beef. But what we're going to do is in two stages, we're going to make our meatballs, fry them off, set them aside. Then we're going to make a beautiful coconut mild gravy for them. Combine the two, cook it for a little bit. It's done. It really, really is delicious. Let's go and do it. Okay, let's get started on our meatballs here. First of all, minced meat. I'm using minced beef today. You could use lamb if you wanted or something else. I've got there about half a kg, 500 grams of minced meat. And on this plate, I'll just run through it now. I've got like a sort of medium-sized chopped onion, some fresh cilantro or coriander. I'm using this spoon to point to you because these are the amounts I've used as well. So salt, chili powder, coriander powder and turmeric powder, one of those each. And then here I've got some finely chopped garlic and ginger, or garlic ginger paste, probably two of those there. And then some fresh chopped chili. What we're going to do is I need to get all of that, everything on that plate, into a food processor and get it nice and thin. I mean, if I put those onions into the mix now, the balls will just kind of fall apart. So we need to get all of that mixed together. Then we're going to mix that with our meat, with an egg, and then we can shape our balls and then they'll be done. Okay, so there we go. That's what we should end up with, a nice kind of chopped, you know, like I say, nice and small, in your food processor. Do it by hand if you want, but it will take a while. So here we go, our minced meat is in there. We're going to add that's probably enough. I'll just hold back a little bit on that. I'm then going to go in with one egg. Now some people don't put an egg in. I just like it, you know, it kind of just helps it firm up and keep it all together, a bit of glue in there. We're going to give this a little mix. I'll be back in a couple of minutes. Okay, that's had a really nice mix now. Really happy with that. Now what I need to do is get that formed into meatballs or sausages, or it doesn't matter, you can make it into any shape you like. So simply we're just going to grab a bit of it and I'll just show you one. Let's just grab one, throw it around. There you go. You know what I mean. Size is up to you. Let me do those, then I'll be back. Okay, there you go. So I've got 8 of these. I mean, they're quite large, these ones. You can make them much, much smaller if you wanted. Now, soft. Are they soft? Yeah, they're a bit soft. Some people put a bit of breadcrumbs in. Some people put a bit of corn flour in. I'm not going to do anything. What I like to do now, just pop those in your freezer for about 15 minutes. 15 minutes in the freezer, 15-20 minutes. That'll just toughen them up just a little bit. Then they're really easily to fry. So that's what I'm going to do. After that, we're going to go straight over and get them in some hot oil. Okay, so I'm back 15 minutes later. There's my meatballs. Like I say, that's just enough time to toughen them just a little bit. I mean, they're not frozen or solid or anything like that at all. If you wanted, like I say, skip that process, put a little bit of corn flour in or something if you wanted. So, we've got some oil here and we're getting it really nice and hot. Let's take, I'm just going to get 4 at a time in here. I've got 8. Let's just drop these in. There you go, beautifully hot, like that. There goes number 2. Number 3. And then one more, this big boy here. In it goes. Okay, now don't touch them for a little bit. Oh, by the way, I'm just using a sunflower oil. You could be using a different oil if you wanted. So, they're just going to cook that size. I mean, obviously depending on the size that you do your ones. They're going to cook for about 4 minutes only. Then they're going to come out. Don't worry if they're really, you know, big meatballs you've made, because we're going to still cook them again in our sauce. Okay, let's jump in. Wow, look at those, wonderful. So we can grab those, get them out into a plate. Now I'm just going to put these onto some tissue paper or kitchen towel, whatever you call it. So there you go. Just going to do the other ones. There you go. My lovely balls. Ha ha ha. Right, we can now move on to the next step, which is to make our really beautiful sauce. Okay, here's the main ingredients for our sauce. We're going to be making this with coconut milk, so we're going to be adding some coconut milk as well. But let's take a look here. We've got some chopped onion, just a little bit, not too much, and chopped tomato, probably twice as much tomato. Again, nice and small. Let's take a look at some of these powders. We've got, again, there you go, there's my spoon. We've got one each of coriander, cumin, red chilli, turmeric, salt, and then on the end, about a quarter, we've got ground green cardamom powder. Below here, one more powder we're going to add at the end, which is a garam masala powder. I'm not adding any whole seeds at the beginning of this. We are going to add a little bit of garam masala powder at the end. And here we've got some garlic ginger paste, probably two of those guys in there. 50-50 mix of garlic and ginger. I'm going to start this off with some ghee today, which is a clarified butter, but you could use oil if you want. And yeah, like I say, we're going to add some coconut milk. Okay, so pan on, just melting my ghee. There's the brand that I use, if you're interested. As this melts, or as it's melting, we can go straight in with that little bit of onion, chopped onion, and that garlic ginger paste. The reason we want this all nice and small is we want this nice and smooth, a really beautifully smooth masala or gravy. So on this medium heat, 2 minutes, keep stirring. And just as those onions change colour, we're going to introduce that tomato. To the tomato, we're now going to go in with all of our powders. So that little tiny bit of green cardamom, salt, turmeric, chilli, coriander, and cumin. All can go in now. Now what we want to do, I'm going to cook this for like 3 to 4 minutes. What we're looking for is our tomatoes to break down as much as we can. But there we've got a lovely, lovely little masala on its way. Now you could be adding some curry leaves to this or some fresh chilli. I'm not doing that, like I say, I don't want anything whole in there. And the powders that we've used, I find give it a wonderful flavour anyway. Back in a moment. As you can see now, our tomatoes have started to break down and they're softening beautifully. So at this point I'm now going to add in 1 can of coconut milk. I'm also going to add in that little bit of garam masala powder, a couple of pinches there. On this medium heat we're going to carry on cooking this again for about another 3 to 4 minutes, stirring it every now and then. This is coming together absolutely beautifully. It's at this point now we're going to add in our meatballs. Get a little bit of our gravy or masala over there. We're now going to lower that heat down to a simmer. I'm going to let that go just for about another 4 to 5 minutes. Give it a little stir every now and then. Wonderful. I really, really love this dish so much. Okay, check that for salt. If you wanted, you could be adding, like I say, some fresh cilantro now, or some fresh, you know, chilies. That's fine for me. Beautifully mild coconut masala or gravy we've got there. Let me get that into a bowl. See you at the table. Okay, and there we go. Job done. I really like that. Hope you do too. Please don't forget to subscribe to our channel, and we'll see you soon. Lots of love.
With thousands of recipes and millions of views, why not subscribe to our channel and join the family?